In today's video, you will learn about a very useful application called Slack. Slack is a useful application for teams, in particular for remote teams. It allows you to organize your team conversations, and basically what Slack does is it replaces the email messaging. Because what is happening is that some of your team members might be using Gmail, other might use Hotmail or some other email provider. Some might use Facebook Messenger, and most of our time is consumed by looking at our emails, and sometimes we get lost because there are so many emails and we might miss some important message conveyed by our team member. So this is the point where Slack comes into play, and Slack provides us a very neat and clean interface for communication between the team members, and we can organize our conversations. All the discussions can be arranged in threads, in channels. All the private messaging can also be saved, and not only the conversation, we can also share files because Slack allows a lot of media files. So in this way, by using Slack, you can be more productive, more focused on your projects, and this will be a series of videos on Slack. This is the first of that series, and in this video I am going to show you the basic structure of Slack application and some of the terminology used in Slack software and some of the basic functions. And then in the next videos we will dive deeper into Slack, and we will also see how Slack can be used for online teaching, because this is where most of my subscribers will be interested, and I will also try to give you some tips. But essentially, Slack is an application where teams can communicate effectively. So let's get started. But before that, if this is your first time, please hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell to get notified whenever I post a new video on this channel every Tuesday and Friday. And now to get Slack, you simply type the word Slack in Google and you will reach this slack.com. Then you click on this Windows, Slack for Windows if you are using Windows. Otherwise, you can also download Slack for other operating systems. So I click here, and now I will download. So I click on 64-bit Windows 10. So I click on that, and now I will get this Slack setup.exe file. I save it on my desktop, and then I click open when done. And as you can see that you can also get Slack for Mac and Linux operating systems. These apps are also available. And now the Slack application is getting installed. This is desktop application. You can also use Slack only by using your browser. As you can see that here I am using Slack from my browser. And the third way of using Slack is that you can also use Slack from your smartphone. And now I can sign in. And in Slack, you create workspaces. So I know my workspace, which I have created. I have created two different workspaces for this video. So I click on one of those workspaces and then click continue. And it is asking for permission. So I click on that. Now in my desktop Slack application, I have logged in to my Digit Idea workspace. And if I minimize this, I am logged in to my math teaching workspace. So these are two workspaces. When you create your Slack account, you can create a workspace where you bring all your team members. And I'm going to show you how, but now I can close these two tabs. Now, as I mentioned earlier that Slack replaces emails, and therefore you will see this icon here where you can create a new message, because this is what you do when you are communicating with your team members. You create a message, and if I click here, first I have to select one of my team members, and I have invited 3 other people in this workspace. So this person has joined. This is myself, and as you can see that it is showing me you, and then these 2 members have not yet joined my workspace. Now a workspace is made up of channels, and I can also send a message to a channel. These are my channels, and if I click on this arrow, I can minimize these channels, and if I click again, there are 3 channels. This general channel is special in a sense, and we will see in a minute. But now when writing a new message, in the to column I can add a channel or I can add a team member. For example, I add this channel and now it will show me my previous message which was sent to this channel, and in that channel I have also added this PDF file for my team members. And now I can add my message here, new message, and then if I want I can attach another file by clicking on this attach file, and now it will ask me to attach a file from my computer. Then I simply click on this send button and this new message will be sent to this general channel. So my team members will be joining any one or more of these channels, and they can leave other channels except the general channel. You cannot leave your general channel. So this is how you send message. You can also send a message to an individual person, and if you do that, you will see your previous communication with that person because all the conversations are saved in Slack, and you can also see what was going on in the last discussion, and I can see that and I can type a new message to this person. So in this way you communicate, you send files, and when you do that, that person will get a notification. When you invite someone first time, that person will get a notification in an email. And to invite someone, you simply click on invite people, then you type the email address, any name, then you can add other persons, and as you can see here that new members will automatically join general channel, random channel and mathematics channel. You can also share the invite link and then you send the invitation. So this person will get an email and they will be able to join the Slack channels. Then afterwards they can check their Slack notifications, and whenever they get a notification they can respond directly in Slack application. You can create a channel, and the best practice is that you create a private channel and then you bring your team members into that private channel. Because if you are an organization and you have not created a private channel, then anyone will be able to see the conversation. Many organizations are very transparent and they don't mind this, but this is one thing you should keep in mind. So if I click on add channel, I have the ability to create a new channel, and now I can give it a name, and then if you see here, this channel can possibly be for questions, assistance and resources on a particular topic, for collaboration if you are running a project, or if you want to create a channel for a department in your organization. So you can also create a channel for sales, for technical department, for operations and so on. Then in order to make this channel private, you have to click on this and it will show you this message that this cannot be undone. A private channel cannot be made public later on. So make sure that you really want your channel to be private, because if you want all of your organization to see the conversation, then you don't want your channel to be private. So channels are the backbone of Slack workspaces. In the workspace, channels are very important, and the second important part in a channel is the direct messages, because you have all the record of direct messaging and you can send files and all other things. Now if I click on my name and then click on this I sign, I have few more options here. I can edit my profile by clicking on edit. I can display a different name. I can have my phone number, because Slack allows you to make calls as well. You can call your team members. Then you can search within your own messages, and you can also search within a channel as well. Now if you click on this more options and you have lot of messages, you can jump to a particular date, and if I click on add apps, you can install applications, and for example you can install Google Drive and Trello. These are the most common one, but you can also install Zoom for video meetings. Trello is a project management application, and I have a separate video which has not been uploaded yet. Later sometime I will upload that video in which I have shown you how to integrate Trello with Slack. And if you are interested in learning Trello, I have many videos on my channel which you can watch. So these are two major parts of a workspace: channels and direct messages. Of course you can invite people, and in Slack you can mention your team members by putting @ before the name. For example, if I want to mention this team member, I will put this @ and then this, and as you can see that the color of these two has changed, because now I am mentioning this person and I want to get this person's opinion about any particular matter which we are discussing. And if I send this, it means that I am asking this person to respond to this discussion, although this is not directed directly to that person. And when that person will log into Slack, he will see all the mentions in this area. So if I click here, currently nobody has mentioned me, and if I click on more, then there are few more options available here. I can click on all unread messages, all direct messages, saved items. I can browse the files. So these are some options available, and we will be discussing these in details, that what is the best use case and what are some of the scenarios in which you use these options. But now at the end of this video, I would like to show you one more thing. For example, I want to leave this channel. So I click on the name of the channel, and then I click on this I sign, show channel details on the right hand side, and now I click on these three dots, and then there is this leave channel option, leave and the name of the channel. I click on that and I will leave the channel. I can do this for all other channels except general. If I click on general and I click on these three dots, there is no such option to leave the general channel. So this is a peculiarity of general channel in Slack application. I can also manage posting permissions. If I click on manage posting permissions, it will show me these options, and at the moment everyone can post in this channel, but I can change this to any other setting. So currently I am going to cancel this, but this is also an option available in this area. And now on every message on the right hand side, if I hover over this area, I will see few more options. If I click on these three dots, I can edit my message, I can pin this message to the channel, I can copy the link. Also, I can save the message, and if I click save, it will be added to my saved items. I can share this message, I can reply in a thread. So a thread can be started from any message, and in this way we can create a thread. Then there are these reactions, and if I click on that, I can add any of the emojis to my message. As you can see that it has been added. So these are some of the options for deleting, editing message and these kind of things. And let's say I want to edit this message. So I click here, I edit the message and some edit, and I save changes. And now as you can see that it will show me this edited in front. So if you edit a message, this edited will be written inside the brackets, so that you can see that this message has been edited, and it is the most transparent thing, which is very good for organizations. You can see how many members are in this channel. And now at the end, I will be putting some Trello videos at the end of this video, and before the second video on Slack comes, you can watch those Trello videos, because Trello is another project management application, and together Trello and Slack will enable you to manage any online project if you are an online entrepreneur, an online teacher, or running an online business. Thanks for watching. See you next time.